What's up, YouTube? Hefe coming to you, Captain Awesome's Fish Room. Super pumped, having a blast in the fish room. I don't know, guys. I'm just super excited. Everything's going well, and hope everything's going well with y'all too. Just doing a little DIY project. You know, just getting some plant stuff in order. I got all kinds of crap laying out. You know, just kind of been working all day, but you know, it is what it is. What you're looking at here is Phospan Reactor 150 by the Two Little Fishes Inc. Corporation there. Now, what people would normally use these for is like a moving bed filter, or you know, phosphate remover, or you know, just stuff like that. But what I'm going to be using it for is a CO2 diffuser. This method is actually called an inline diffuser. So what's going to actually happen is there's going to be a pump inside the tank, bringing water into the inlet of this, down this tube, up through, dissolving the CO2, and out back into the tank. So let me explain a little bit of how it works. There's several different ways you can dissolve CO2 into your aquarium water. The most popular way are those little diffusers that you can stick on your glass. Has a little little white ceramic ring that produces really fine, tiny micro bubbles of CO2. And generally they're you know, cone shaped, and it has a little you know, bubble that comes up and you can see it working. That's one of your more popular ways. You could, I mean, some people actually use wooden blocks. You know, I find that way to be insufficient. You know, you really don't get a good diffusion rate with those. Some people may have success with them. I just don't think that, you know, that's a really efficient way to do it. You can see Beyonce over there flirting with her man. Little side note, they love each other. But anyways, and then another way is, you know, to actually put your CO2 outlet from your CO2 generator, or you know, fermenting jar, or whatever you want to call it. I call it a CO2 generator. That's where the DIY CO2 concoction produces CO2 and then brings it to your, you know, diffusion method. Some people like to put the outlet tube of that into the filter intake and actually let the filter chop it up and dissolve it and all that fun stuff. That's, you know, somewhat of a good way to do it. I don't believe in it because, you know, once it goes up in there and gets dissolved, you have so much current and you know, surface agitation that's going on inside the filter itself that most of that CO2 is going to get you know, exchanged with gas exchange with surface movement. Most of that's, you know, CO2 is going to get you know, let out to the atmosphere. Not to mention the wave that comes out of the filter back into your tank is actually creating surface agitation, which again, you lose more of your CO2. Now, you will get some dissolved CO2 in your tank, and again, people may have had success with it, but it's not the most efficient way, in my opinion. And like, again, I'm not an expert, but you know, I know a little bit. What I'm going to be using is called direct line injection. For some reason my alarm is arming itself. Wow, that is weird. But anyways, it's called inline diffusion. What's going to happen is a pump, probably this little 200 gallon per hour pump I have over there, is going to be pumping water into here, and in between that pump and this reactor is going to be one of these bad boys right here. It's actually, you know, kind of little ball valve. I believe it came with the Red Sea CO2 kit, but you know, it can go in between there, and right here is where the CO2 is going to be injected from the CO2 generator with airline tubing. It'll be connected right here, and then the little bubbles are going to, you know, come in there and then go into here, go down the little tube, and then up through bio balls is what I'm going to be using, and then back into the tank. Now, by doing this, the direct line infusion with the CO2, you're going to get a much higher diffusion rate. and actually get 25 to 30 ppm of CO2 in your water, which is optimal in a planted tank. You want around 25 to 30 ppm. Well, I take that back, around 20 to 30 ppm. Depends on your plant load and stuff like that, I think. But yeah, so what's going to happen is that water is going to come up here, and there's going to be such a current vortexing around these bioballs in here that CO2 is going to get dissolved at a much higher rate, a much more efficient rate, and then the tube that's going to run from this outlet back to the tank is actually going to be in the tank, but the outlet is actually going to be underwater, so that water is being pumped directly down and being circulated through that tank. I'm using this one as an example, it's just easier, I'm sitting down, but and that CO2 is going to be taken up by the plants much easier. Now another way you can put CO2 into your aquarium is a carbon source like Flourish Excel. Now plants actually have a harder time uptaking that carbon source than your actual CO2 gas or liquid. The carbon sources, I mean, they're a great additive, but plants actually do have a hard time uptaking that carbon source. And in return, I mean, it'd be easier just to do a DIY method until you can get a pressurized system, And, it doesn't have to be an expensive system. I mean, DIY will work for a little bit. It's just you have to, redo your concoction every week so you get a steady flow of CO2. And I'll actually show you all the concoction I use for my CO2 that's worked wonders for me in the past. Now, as far as this inline diffusion thing, I'm not actually putting it all together tonight. I actually forgot the jug that I'm going to be using for my CO2 generator. I left it at work. It's a big apple juice jug. So we'll probably be putting this together tomorrow. And then all of you guys that are waiting on the new fish room construction, guys, I'm waiting on, my tax refund check. I'm going to be honest, they're going slow as hell this year. I should have already had it, should have already been working on my tank. But, it is what it is. So that will be coming soon. I'm waiting on that to come so I can start it. This time of year is always a great time of year, especially for us hobbyists when we want to get new things done and stuff like that. And as far as putting this together and, showing you my mix for CO2, I'll go over the exact ingredients that I use that work for me every time and all that fun stuff. And I wanted to remind everybody about the Hikari sponsored contest I have going on. That's still going on, guys. And I'm actually going to change it up a little bit. If you've been doing the regular contest rules, that's great. Keep doing what you're doing. I want to see those videos. But if you don't have the video editing software, I want a video describing your favorite species and how big they get, stuff like that. And I want to see that fish interacting. I want to see that fish eating. I want to see all that fun stuff. So you guys that don't have video editing software that would love to enter this contest, by all means do so. I found that it was a little hard for people that don't have, either the money to buy a video editing program or that, just simply don't have the means to, do that kind of thing. So, for all you guys out there that want to enter this contest, go ahead, make the video really creative because it's going to be hard to beat a growth video, I promise you, especially when I'm watching them. I want them to be really creative, guys. Spend some time on it. You still got plenty of time, and I want to see more contestants. I think I only have 3 so far, and Dolly VH has entered, guys. So y'all watch out for that. That guy makes some killer videos. So bring your A game with it, and make sure you let me know when you upload it to YouTube. It does not have to be a video response. Some people don't have a way to do that either. They just don't have a way to do it. The only way they can get on the internet is their phone, and their phone won't allow them to do that. But yeah, just let me know you did it, and it has to be named you know, Jeff's Hikari contest, or you know, just something like that. And you know, just do what you want to do. Make it really creative, guys. Stay tuned. Lots of cool things to come. Hope y'all enjoyed the video today. This is what I'm doing. This is what I've done. All of y'all have a fantastic Thursday. And we'll see y'all tomorrow on Friday for Q&A Friday. It's going to be a good one, guys. Make sure you tune in for that. I got a lot of good questions from a lot of my bros out there, and it's going to be a good one. So stay tuned, and we'll see y'all next time. Adios, folks. What the fuck?